on my screen. Winners bracket round 3, Wraith Hardpoint.
Who's coming up next? Slums Hardpoint.
What's going on there, guys? My name is Chewy, and today we're going to be bringing you another match of the pre-EGL10 online tournament for Xbox 360. As you can see, we're going to be playing Black Ops 2 today, as always, backcasting again. But I'm with somebody new today. We haven't got Reflections coming on. He didn't reply to my messages. Today I've got my good friend Pizzy. We are the duo. Pizzy, how you doing, man?
Oh, Chewy, I'm doing all right. Thanks for messaging me. I'm glad I could be awake while you messaged me, right, Reflections? But now, I'm just excited. Man, I know all about TCM, and I'm excited to see them play. And this is the first European show match I've ever casted, and I'm just pumped.
There we go. Yeah, this is a tournament, actually. They're playing for a spot. And let me just bring up the prize pool and see what's going on. So if you get first place in this tournament, you actually win £500, which definitely isn't bad for an online tournament. You get 4 EGL10 Black Ops 2 player passes as well, so you can go to the event and play in the tournament for free, which is pretty cool. Second place wins £300 and 4 TurtleBeach X12 headsets. And third place wins £200, so you're bagging yourself £50 each. And then 4 TurtleBeach gaming backpacks. So pretty good prizes for the top teams. We've got some good squads in here. I've already casted over Curse. I believe Prophecy are down in the losers bracket, unfortunately, because they didn't turn up to their first round match. But again, today we've got TCM coming up against the ex-Pubstars. I've heard quite a lot about TCM. Obviously, they are attending Gfinity. And one thing that I'm going to point out right at the start again, guys, is that unfortunately Flux isn't around. I'm not sure if he's got connection issues or something to do with that, but Flux isn't around. So Josh, who was formerly on TCM and then got dropped just after EGL8, I believe, is going to be filling in for them. So good that, you know, former squads and people like that can still play together in tournaments, Piz.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, this TCM squad, well known, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do at Gfinity. Like you said, it's going to be a great event. That's coming up this weekend, Chewy. You get to go there as well. You're going to have a great time, I know, because lands are always a great time, my dude. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah.
No, I'm excited to see what they can do, but it looks like we're going to be playing Slums Hardpoint for the first map, Pizzy. This is my favorite one to cast out of pretty much everything. I don't know why, I just love Slums Hardpoint. We were talking about it the other day when we were casting, and it's one of those maps where you've really got to, you know, you want to get a lot of time as you can on the first 2 hardpoints, but I feel those top 2 hardpoints, the third and the fourth hardpoint on the map, are the ones that you're really going to lock down a lot of time on. They're the ones which potentially, as long as you play your cards right and everything, you can get near enough a full 120 points in them. So it'll be interesting to see how the teams are going to play that today. Hopefully we're going to get the game started as soon as possible, and I do apologise for the bit of a late start. There were some connection issues and things, but we should hopefully be able to get the lobbies going as soon as possible. We're just waiting for Tadas TV to get going, and then we'll see what's going on. But guys, let's see some predictions in the chat. Pizzy, I know you're not too familiar with the EU scene as much as possible, but what are you going to be your score predictions? I want to see something. Are you just going to go for a 3-0? Because I think a lot of people could do that.
I mean, you're famous for the hashtag no shutout, Chewy, so I don't want to do that to you. But I guess I'll go 3-1 TCM, because I know all about TCM. I've never heard of ex-Pubstars before. Like you said, I'm North American, so I don't follow the EU scene that closely, but I do know all the top teams. And TCM are a top team, so how can you not go with them to win this match?
Definitely, that's going to be the way. I mean, I've seen some close matches before. It's one of those things where, I mean, like online Call of Duty can go either way no matter what, and momentum and stuff. We talk about it a lot in the game, so will be interesting to see how these teams go around that and see what happens. But I predict that TCM are going to go in it and win the game. But again, they have got Josh, they have got a pickup today. That could play on them a bit. That could have an impact on their gameplay and what they're going to do. But obviously they played with the guy before.
Yeah, Josh has been around with TCM for a while now, so that shouldn't really make it that big of a difference. It could, though, depending on how good Flex actually worked with his team. If Josh comes in and he, you know, for lack of a better word, chokes, then, like you said, that could play on it. But it looks like we're about to get this started, Chewy.
Yeah, we're going to go into a Slums Hardpoint. I think I'm going to jump on board with the TCM guys straight away, see what they're going to be able to do. Will be interesting to see what side they spawn, because, of course, if you spawn up in that top kind of laundry area towards the back fountain, you've got to push right down towards the other end of the map, towards the skip section, if you want to be able to get control of the spawns for the second hardpoint. But it looks like, yeah, they are going to be spawning at the top, actually, so I think we'll stay on board with them to see how they're going to be able to push through now. I'm going to jump on board with Mark B, because just because he was saying about how we were going to be impressed with his gameplay when I was just chatting to him in game chat, so we'll see what he can do, Pizzy.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and see if he can impress us then. Big words. Let's see the gameplay, Marksy B. As you see him, he's going to be rocking this AR. I imagine he's going to be rotating around for spawns right off the bat. And they do TCM break out really well to get that first hard point.
Look at those spawns, Piz. Look at those spawns.
Yeah,
look.
That's unreal. The way they just did that. Just 3 seconds into the game and they got spawns. I just can't choose.
That's the way to play it. They've instantly got control of it. And I did see in the chat, it was Tadas TV saying, we'll try to get more than 100 points. So that's not kind of the thing that you want to see when you're coming into an online tournament. You know, you want to try your best, and their objective is 100 points. No, your objective is 250 points. You've got to go for the leaders. We do see Josh actually on a 3-kill streak. He's not in the hardpoint in second. Makes that a 4-kill streak. He's about halfway to that first Hellstorm missile. Hardpoint is currently contested, and the ex-Pubstars unfortunately haven't got a single second on the clock. Now, I was casting over hijacked hardpoint not too long ago, Pizzy, and there was a 68-0 lead for Curse.
Wow.
No, I think it was Breakout actually. I can't quite remember who it was, but yeah, 68-0 lead. I don't think we're going to quite see that, but TCM are already really impressing us on this first hardpoint hill.
Yeah, definitely. And ex-Pubstars just can't get anything going, Chewy. They're getting outshot, outplayed, and it's 42-2 going into the second hardpoint. Each place from them, they do have a player on spawns here. That's going to be Kiro. Hopefully he can take out Marksy B here. He's going to try to challenge him. Marksy with great shots, but he does get taken out from Kiro. So good place from him. But you know, that player over there, that's going to be Moxie challenging Kiro, is giving the ex-Pubstars still bad spawns. So it's going to be hard for them to get through here. I'm not so sure they can do it. He's going to be pinched from all sides now. I'm not so sure. And there he goes. Kiro is actually dead.
Yep, he got taken out there. I think he did choke a few shots. He wasn't aware of where somebody was. I'm actually going to switch. I was going to jump on board with Monksy, but he got taken out straight away. Let's give the guys from ex-Pubstars some love. Let's see what Mr. Ethical Pie. I quite like that game attack. Bit of a weird one. Let's see what he's going to be able to do using this M8 pre-aiming towards that blue room. And this is the rotation that they need to do. We've got 8 minutes left on the clock. Score currently 65-18 and rising still for the ex-Pubstars. They need to get as much time as possible. But I like the setup here that TCM have got. You can see on the little small right-hand map there, the setup that they've got. Somebody in the next hardpoint, and they are going to get the initial few seconds on here. And look at the way all 3 players, actually, they've only got one who's pushing, although they do spawn out. But really, a big push there from ex-Pubstars to go towards the garage hardpoint. Just didn't work for them, and they spawned out again.
It's that same thing. They're just not winning their gunfights, Chewy. And you called it earlier. Guy in the chat, Tadas, just was like, "We'll try to get 100 points." And no, you got to play with more confidence. And they're just shaky on confidence right now. I'm on board with Moxie. Moxie 3 kills in a row here. He's just pushing aggressively. He does get taken out. Curse of the Codcaster. That's my fault. We'll see. We'll have to see if they can get this. But the hardpoint is contested, and it is going to go right back to this TCM squad. So even though they're getting contestants, they're the ex-Pubstar squad, they're not getting in there, Chewy.
I'd just like to bring up the scoreboard, actually, because the pickup of Josh is going 13-3 with 5 defense, and we're only about a quarter of the way through the map so far, 7 minutes on the clock, and he's just going off. So the pickup guy's going incredibly, unfortunately for the ex-Pubstars. Tadas TV going 5-11, not doing too great, and Kiro, the guy we shouted out earlier, actually going 2-8. So although he had that anchor spot down, he's not really done too much work. Hardpoint currently contested. We've got Marky B on a 6 score streak. Let's jump over to him. He's got that Hellstorm missile and that lightning strike, and especially for the rotation to the next hardpoint, that can come in big.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, when the second rotation of hardpoints come in, Chewy, especially on that mid fountain, like you just said, it's a huge score streak to have the Hellstorm and the Lightning Strike. So it's going to come in big, just like you said. We're still on board with Marksy B. I think I'm just switching it up, though. Let's go on board with Rich. Rich has been playing like an animal, and he's already rotating, and he's got 2-piece just as soon as I get over there. Huge plays from Rich, and he's going to go ahead and try to keep these this ex-Pubstar squad in his spawn right now. Does get shot in the back, so there you go, Tadas TV. And ex-Pubstars are setting up nicely, but like you called, Chewy, those score streaks are going to break them off it.
Yeah, score streaks are going to come in. We've still got 17 seconds on this garage hardpoint before it rotates right back to the start. I'm on board with Josh again, the guy who's just been going off this game. And look at that score, Pizzy. 152-30. I think the 100-point club is going to be real, or even bigger than that. We do see Josh, unfortunately, spawning out here. We'll stay on board with him just because I want to see how he's going to be able to push this next hardpoint. He's got to make sure that he doesn't get picked up by any of the streaks that come in. You know, you see that a lot of the time with pickups. You do see people, unfortunately, struggling with the communication side, but that doesn't seem to be a problem as we see Marky B picking up a 2-piece there, score 166-31, and Pizzy, this is definitely got to be out of the ex-Pubstars' reach by now.
It's not mathematically, but if we're watching the gameplay, I mean, we all have eyes. We see what's going on here, and yeah, definitely, they're just getting outplayed right now. If Josh makes this kill, almost, that was good shots from him. I'm going to give it to him. He should have had that kill, but that would have been an incredible shot from Josh, and I'm really impressed, Chewy. Like I said, this is the first time I've seen Europeans play, and the TCM shots are just so magnificent right now. It's really fun to watch, but let's go ahead and jump on board with Tadas TV, Chewy. He's got a lightning strike. He's got 5 kills in his hard point. Maybe they could start, you know, to build in that lead. Maybe not to come back, because Chewy, you already called it. It was over, so I'm going to take your word for it. But just to gain some confidence for the second map.
Well, the only reason why I say it's over is because I know how strong the TCM lineup are. We've already seen how well they can do now, just in this game alone, and I've known them for quite a while, been following them obviously in the EU scene, and they are an incredible squad. I'm going to jump on board with Marky B again just because I want to see what I'm doing. You know, people in the chat saying, well, I'm sure they'll probably say, like, why aren't you giving a lot of love to the ex-Pubstars? But it's very difficult to. When you've got such a crazy game going on like this, score currently 189 to 57, it's so difficult to switch on with the guys who are really struggling. Maybe we'll give them some stream love in a minute, but they're pushing into this hard point well. I love the way that Marky B here, and also I think it's Josh as well, have pushed around. Unfortunately, they do get taken out, and now they spawned it as well. So a bit of a better play coming in from the guys over the ex-Pubstars. Let's give them some love. Let's jump on board with Kiro and see what he's going to do using this M8 on the hard point.
Yeah, definitely. And he's going to be back here. He's going to be challenged. Got to get this kill, and he can possibly get some streaks if he does. He does get the hard point secure, and it looks like he picked up a Hellstorm. So good plays from him. And this is better, Chewy. This is much better from them. They're coming back into the game. Maybe they can break that 100-point goal that they set for themselves, which, you know, is a joke to me. But hopefully they can do that. They're down by 100. Just about 100 points here, 110. I don't know how to do math. I'm American. Get over it. 110 points here. Hopefully they can get. Maybe they can break the 200-point mark. And who knows? There's still time, Chewy. They can easily come back in this game.
Oh, I want them to prove me wrong. No doubt about it. I did just see one of the players. I think it was quicker than you. He actually just spawned right at the bottom of the second hard point, and then some of his team spawned at top laundry. So some weird spawns going on. But Kiro's actually in that anchor position, as we saw earlier on. He's locked it down, and this is what they need to do. Unfortunately, they don't have any control of the hard point, and his team are going to spawn out. He picks up a nice kill there on Monksy, and he needs to stay alive for his team. Score currently 208 to 84 with only 3 minutes and 18 on the clock. I still think this is beyond them, but they definitely picked up their game, and they needed to use those streaks because, you know, we saw Tadas had streaks, so he had a lightning strike. Kiro also had streaks, and you know, they have not really come into too much use so far. Kiro needs to get control of the hard point for his team if they want to stand a chance of this, but 224 to 84, there's no chance now. TCM are just too good.
The ex-Pubstars, they had spawns that entire time, but the hill was controlled by TCM for the entirety of this hard point. And I just don't get it, Chewy. I mean, I did see what was going wrong with them, if that makes it any better. It's because they were just funneling. They didn't try to push as a team. It was just they were sending one player at a time. You don't want to get into one gunfight after another. You want to try to tag team a player, get into a 2-on-1 gunfight, and maybe everyone stays alive. But, you know, they weren't doing that. I think, like you called, Chewy, I think it's nerves for him right now, and hopefully they can settle down for the second map.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to bring up the scoreboard again. Just actually, no, I'm not, because the game's ended. I just want to point out, I'll point it out again when the scoreboard comes up, but Kiro actually really picked up his game. He was going 2-11 at one point, and then he picked it up a bit and went 10-15. So I know that's not really anything spectacular, but it's good to see a player kind of like start to progress and start to pick up his game a bit as the game went on, and that kind of, you know, really relates to the way the score went. They were down by quite a lot, and yes, okay, they lost 250 to 85, but they did start to pick it up a bit. We see Josh going 27-16 with 7 defense, and Rich getting 9 defense on the board as well. Before that scoreboard goes so quickly, it's very difficult to see what's going on. You've got to be so quick shouting out the scores. But there we go. TCM, as expected, are going to take the first map here, 250 to 88. I think the score was somewhere around that mark, or 84, but definite dominance by them, Piz.
Yeah, how strong do they actually look, Chewy? I mean, we were on board with them forever because they look so good. Rich was winning all his gunfights on the hard point. You called Josh with 16-6 at one point. And, of course, the ARs from Marksy was just on point. I saw his shot, man. The kid did not miss a burst.
This is the thing with EU players, like, I don't know if it's just my experience, it'd be interesting to get some other people's opinions on it, but I genuinely do feel, you know, I've been hearing about it a lot on talk shows and stuff, that the EU side of like the search and destroy play, especially this EU side, their search and destroy play absolutely